What is up? Coming to you live from the Cat House in Montebello, California. It's time for Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast, the Monday edition, the June 29th edition, episode 180. We're well on the road to episode 200. And I don't know if I'll actually be able to have a guest by then, because the way here in America we're handling this whole COVID-19 business, we're not doing very well. We're not wearing our masks. I'm not wearing my mask right now because I'm by myself here. My wife, my child, and the mother-in-law are in the next room. The tiger needs an oil change. But things are out of control here in America. It's insane. I'm sure most of you remember we locked down a few months ago to try to stave off this. Oh, bring them on camera. Oh. Why is it giving me now? Is it giving me a bring me on camera option for people? How weird. And we locked down to try to stem this off, like other countries did, because other countries were experiencing this before us. We were late. We got to see the blueprint of what to do, and we didn't do it. So now here we are. We continue to we're on the verge of yet another lockdown. But let's bring in something geeky about this, because we do try to bring you the geek philosophy, the geek perspective. As you all know, I'm a big fan of professional wrestling, and we had a very eye-opening conversation last week about professional wrestling. But of course, the dark head of pro wrestling has to rear its ugly head again. As we found out in the week that it was since last week, we have found out that multiple people working for WWE have tested positive for COVID-19. And why is this significant? Because they've been kind of skirting the rules over there. They've been recording their programming, Raw, SmackDown, and any other shows that they've been doing. They record them down in their warehouse, their performance center down in Orlando, Florida, which they conveniently got to come back online thanks to the governor of Florida deeming professional wrestling as an essential business. And they were saying how, we're testing everyone and everything is A-okay. And no, and clearly no, as some of the backstage talent, like the first one was awesome backstage correspondent and reporter Renee Young was the first one to come out and say, well, everyone, really bad week. Her Fox Sports 1 show, WWE Backstage, was effectively canceled. And then she wound up with COVID-19, which everyone suspected because over on the opposition, All Elite Wrestling, her husband is their world champion. And he had to be pulled from the show last Wednesday because, he had come into contact with someone who has COVID-19. And I guess it doesn't take a mathematician or rocket scientist to put the math together that, if good old John Moxley is off, that means he was exposed to someone with COVID-19. Oh, his wife. And she came out and said it. And then other WWE talents came out. Another backstage interview for NXT, Kayla Braxton, said she has it. One of the producers, Adam Pearce, SoCal local legend, he came out and said that he has it. And immediately after that, WWE started muzzling all their, because apparently, according to wrestling reports, it's in the double digits, somewhere, I'm sure very north of 10. Because if you're watching the programs, they're wrestling. They're in contact with each other. Clearly not wearing masks. They're breathing all over the place. And it turns out they weren't actually doing tests. They're just, doing a little boop, temperature check. All right, you're clear. Go ahead. Boop, boop. Because apparently Vince McMahon and his staff, they've never heard the term of asymptomatic symptoms. That someone could not have a high temperature and potentially be carrying this around. And lo and behold, there was. And so after the about 3 or 4 people started revealing they have COVID-19, I think they went out and they put a hush or a gag order on all their employees and said, nope, stop talking about it. Stop talking about how you have it. And that they had to move because they're trying to tape ahead of time. They bring them in. They try to tape about 6 to 8 hours of content all at once in one sitting. That way everyone's not hanging out all in one place every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But nope. They've been kind of half-assing this whole thing, and now it's come back to bite them in the ass. They still went ahead with a live show this past Friday, which had very little quote-unquote live wrestling, and they decided to do a tribute to The Undertaker, who surprisingly announced his retirement last week after the airing of his final episode of The Last Ride. It's basically very similar to the Michael Jordan, the final season, or the last season, whatever that was called. That's coming to Netflix apparently soon. I'm very happy to hear that. But yeah, my Undertaker had his own little Last Ride thing, the final season sort of thing, and then he announced at the very end, I guess I'm done. Unless Vince McMahon needs me for another WrestleMania, I'm effectively done at the ring. The last cinematic match he had at WrestleMania is he deems it's worthy of being his last match. But I'm sure either Vince or the Saudi prince who likes to watch the Undertaker wrestle will come with a big truck full of money and ask him to wrestle one more time. Put on those black leather tights and wrestle as the Undertaker one more time, because it's in professional wrestling, you never really retire. You die. And right now, a lot of WWE performers apparently are in danger of dying. Yeah, that's right, Jai. Vince McMahon half-assing something? Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought that, right? It's unbelievable. Why isn't it giving me that option for for some people? It's weird. Today, Facebook Live is giving me the option that I could bring people on. As someone, I can say, I can bring that person on. I'm like, I want to see if I can try that, but it doesn't give me the option again right here. Well, this is insane. There's more proof, because it's always been a big thing that Vince McMahon, clearly, the current sitting orange person is a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. They're clearly friends. Vince McMahon's wife worked for Trump in his cabinet for a little while until she quit the job to form some sort of super PAC in Florida to help pay for a whole lot of political bullshit. And so of course it would fall into Vince's mind that this is just a flu. It's just messing up my business. He ruined WrestleMania. It's unbelievable. Because Vince McMahon, the rumor is, he hates sneezing. So you can only imagine this pandemic, which is a flu-like pandemic, is probably driving him insane. Yeah, because he's a control freak. He doesn't like it when he can't control things and or people. Yep, that's right. That's right. He hates sneezing. So I'm sure it's driving him fucking crazy right now. Now, he's slowly losing control of his. I am shocked that the authorities haven't just straight up shut him down yet. I know the governor of Florida received a whole lot of money from the Linda McMahon super PAC, which, coincidentally, right around that same time happened. Oh, look, wrestling's essential business. Go ahead, open up, WWE. Please continue with your business. Make sure you're doing all the things to keep your people safe. Oh, and so now, as of this past week, Adeline says, I saw him put on hand sanitizer with disdain in that Undertaker documentary. He hates this whole thing. I bet he does. He's just out of his mind. And now they have to take it seriously. Now, this past week, because now 10 to 15, who knows how many WWE employees have COVID-19. They're forced to actually go do drive-through testing. Please go get it's not even like they're doing it themselves. They're sending their employees out to go get drive-through tested and see if how many more have COVID-19. And we'll see if there's I guess there was an episode of Raw tonight. I think they taped it on Saturday because they were originally going to tape it on Friday, but they had to wait and see how many live wrestlers they have left. And yeah. I made a joke to my boss today at work because we're for whatever reason we're actually starting to sell copies of the video game WWE 2K20, and I laughed because I told my boss, hey, look at the cover of the game. If you see the cover of WWE 2K20, you have Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch, both of which are currently not working for WWE. Roman is not working because he is He is in remission for leukemia, which means he's immunocompromised. So the literal second there was any hint of this pre-WrestleMania, he ducked out because they gave everyone the option: if you don't feel comfortable coming in, don't come in. And they're arguably one of their biggest stars left said, "Yeah, I'm going to stay home because I could die or I could hurt someone else with this. So I'm immunocompromised. He's very likely to have it and then become a carrier." He stayed home. He gave up his WrestleMania match, and you got Braun Strowman as the WWE champion now because of that. And then Becky Lynch, just after WrestleMania, she announced she was pregnant, and she's on, peace, I'm out. I just find it funny. Like the two of their biggest stars, the two people they put on their video game, which is not a good video game from my understanding, with all sorts of problems. It's such a bad game. They're not coming out with WWE 2K21 this year. They're just going to skip this year to try to make sure they don't screw things up again. They're going to put out some arcade game instead, WWE Playgrounds or something, or Battlegrounds, some ridiculous thing. But yeah, I was telling my boss, it's really funny. Like, the biggest stars are not there for medical reasons. Like, Roman's not there because fuck COVID-19, and then Becky's not there because she's pregos. She's not gonna. I mean, doubly, like, one, she's not gonna put herself in physical harm, and secondly, yeah, I'm sure once she realized she was pregnant, she's like, oh no, I can't hang around here no more. On top of the whole friggin' COVID-19, this is ridiculous. So it just it's just out of control right now. Yeah, pro wrestling has a lot of problems to deal with at the moment, and it feels like it's compounding. I keep seeing stuff on Twitter, and please check out my Twitter. I've been ridiculous. It's so funny. Quick little sidebar here. Like, the most random replies I make get the biggest responses, and some other stuff that I think is really funny nobody sees. It's just the randomness of Twitter is quite hilarious. I'm trying to get better at it. If you've been listening to this show for any point in time in the last 180 episodes, you're like, oh man, I'm terrible at Twitter. I feel like I'm getting better at it, but I'm still not good at it. But I'm clearly having fun. Yeah. Adelie is right. It's not too fun to suspend disbelief while watching wrestling right now. Yeah, it's really hard. In between all the terrible things we talked about last week, of all the terrible pervert monsters, freaking woman assaulters apparently all pervasively through professional wrestling, and now with this, it's just like, what the hell? Not cool, not fun. I don't like this at all. It's becoming difficult to be a fan, and I've been hearing that a lot on Twitter. I've been seeing this in a chat group I'm in with our friend Chris Del Castillo, who's watching right now, a bunch of wrestling nerds. It's like it's hard to enjoy wrestling. It's really tough, and you see the handful of the good wrestlers who are still trying to hang in there, telling people, no, it's hashtag not all wrestlers. It's like ironically funny with everything else that's going on in the world. I don't know what to tell you. Well, what else I can tell you is that in light of, all this stuff, sports is trying to come back as we're hitting peak freaking coronavirus exposure. The NBA has announced, we're coming back. I know executive producer Sam Zia, excessively long executive producer Sam Zia, if he was here, he'd be shouting in the heavens how happy he is that the NBA is attempting to come back. If you haven't heard, they're gonna try to finish their season. They're gonna play all their games in one spot. I think, ironically, also in Orlando, which doesn't give me any hope that's gonna go well either. I was just seeing on Twitter that the first NBA player who had COVID-19 still hasn't recovered, apparently. I don't know if he got it again or if he's just been dealing with it. He got hit really hard with it way back when Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz, he still hasn't recovered, so he's clearly not going to be playing in this abbreviated season. And it's insane that they're only taking the teams that have any shot of being in the playoffs. So several teams have been like, well, I guess we're done. We got the impromptu retirement of Vince Carter, who's been playing since the 90s. He was involuntarily retired by this. I get because his team, the Atlanta Hawks, has no chance to be in the playoffs. So no, don't show up. You don't have to come. And so, like, of the 30 teams, I think only like 26 or 24 of them are going to attempt to play these fanless games somewhere in Orlando in some sort of gym with nobody there except the team itself. I wonder if they're going to be wearing masks. Who knows? One would hope they won't be able to breathe. It's insane. Yeah, Yeah, Total Nonstop TNA Impact Wrestling is going to try to have their big show. I see one of my new favorite Twitter followers, Twitter follows. I'm following him. He's not following me. Ethan Page. He's been tweeting all the time. Oh, he's getting ready for Slammiversary. Yeah, we'll see how that goes with all that. Slammiversary is cursed. Yeah, they fired their world champion this past week, unrelated to any of her firing was unrelated to terrible humanness, even though by all reports she apparently is a terrible human. Tessa Blanchard was fired by Impact while she was their world champion because she chose not to do the work that was assigned to her. She's currently trapped in Mexico with her fiance Daga, and so she's been obviously having trouble coming back to the United States. You know, traveling in the age of pandemic is very difficult, and she was asked, "Oh, please use your phone and tape some promos for the thing." Yeah, that's right, Chris. The WWE apparently has already reached out to her because hey, WWE is nothing if but consistent in their badness. Oh, this person who no-showed for work. Yeah, she basically no-showed for work. They asked, hey, do some pre-tapes. Do just record some promos that we can use on our television program. And she's like, nope, I'm not going to do that. And I guess her contract was going to be up tomorrow anyway, so they just decided, well, if you're not going to help us, then you're fired and we're going to strip you of the title. But the belt, so to speak, is trapped in Mexico. So I don't know if they have to sue her to get their belt back, or if the gentleman with the belt, Moose, will just continue to be the real world champion with the old TNA belt, and just maybe they'll have to go back to being called TNA Wrestling, which is terrible. And then get the Talking Shop Boys. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, right there, Chris Castillo mentioning that Becky's out, out pregnancy. Ronda Rousey's not coming back, and then Charlotte is out for undisclosed health reasons. Apparently nothing serious, but who knows what her reasons are. She's out for reasons, so they don't have female star power, so they might go get the controversial Tessa Blanchard. So yeah, Florida is a hotbed for all these problems right now, because clearly Florida and Texas, the first states to try to open back up, they're running rampant. Even their leadership's like, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we shouldn't have reopened. No shit. It's insane. And then over back here in LA, we had the governor telling us, like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna have to shut everything back down. Mandatory masks everywhere except Orange County, because clearly Orange County isn't gonna listen to anything and chooses death over courtesy with everyone else. And then and then today, like, all bars shut back down again. The bars had just been reopened for like a week and a half, and of course people were irresponsibly going to bars, and I've even been hearing that like a lot of restaurants are supposed to be taking precautions, that the majority of them are not taking the precautions, or they're not going the full distance in the precautions. I'm not going to be eating in any of these establishments. I drive from here to work. On the weekends, I go out to get our groceries, and I see that, now open dining area. Like, yeah, I'm gonna take a pass on that. I'm sure a lot of people, you've seen the meme from X-Men: The Last Stand. I've never watched that movie, but I've only seen the two memeable things where the Juggernaut goes, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, Peach." And apparently the other meme was like, this is why we let the pawns go first. In chess, you let the pawns go first. I believe that's the correct line. To correct myself, since I'm pretty sure Corrections or Retractions, Kiet Fam, is not on right now. Yeah. All these places are open back up. People are irresponsible. And then they just declared today that all the beaches are locked down this weekend because it's 4th of July. Yep. Chris just mentioned right there. Karen's at the grocery store. You had the grand opening of the Trader Joe's in North Hollywood. And there was a Karen in a bedazzled Bebe shirt who refused to wear a mask, and the Trader Joe's employee was trying to calmly tell, please, ma'am, you're going to have to put on a mask. And she lost her freaking shit and was just going insane. I saw another video, some woman at Walmart, while holding a mask in her hand, is told to put on the mask, and with her other hand, her offhand, whatever, the hand didn't have a mask in it. She starts grabbing all the stuff in her cart and just flinging it at the people recording her. You know, all she had to do was go, boop, and problem is over. But for whatever reason, people think that this mask thing is some sort of political statement when it's a human life statement. Oh, I give a shit about my fellow human. Oh, I don't want to get you sick, so I'm going to put on this mask just in case on the off chance I happen to be carrying this thing. I'm going to keep my droplets of whatever getting on you. There's a smiling baby over there. What's up, my little tiger? Ah, I love my son. He's so cute. Oh, he likes to watch Daddy talk. It amuses him to no end. He can't understand me, but it makes him happy. I think he likes the podcast voice because normally when I talk to him, it's a little more cutesy, and I'm not dropping the bass like I am when I'm doing the show. So maybe he's fascinated for that 1 hour a week. Daddy sounds different. Daddy's just going, hello. Hi, Tiger. How are you doing, little man? You have a little baby interlude in the middle of the podcast. That's what you do when you're a dad. Yeah. Oh, people say, oh, masks limit your oxygen. But also, it was a great post I saw this past weekend. It's Schrodinger's mask. It's the same mask that apparently cannot stop the virus, but can apparently stop oxygen and carbon dioxide. Which is it, people? Which one is it? Does it not stop anything, or does it stop everything? Who knows? I guess it's convenient for whatever straw man argument these people who apparently feel that their freedoms are being impinged upon. I cringe every time I see one of these people say, "Oh, my body, my choice." You literally is out of line right there, out of line. Yeah, I always do the eyebrow raise for my little boy because for whatever reasons he loves the eyebrows going up since Daddy has big old eyebrows. And to sum up this COVID-19, if things couldn't be any wilder, I just read a report that when Europe decides to reopen for travel, because apparently every other country is doing really well at this. They're doing great at this whole social distancing and covering up their mouths. And then you see the charts that say, oh, look, all these other countries, their average case per day is climbing down, where we're right back where we were, and now actually worse than we were when we started locking down back in March. Europe has said, oh, when we reopen for travel, Americans are banned, which I'm sure some people are going to be like, what the hell? My wife and I are on the same accord. Like, we agree with this. No, you should not let us in. Don't let any of us in. No, even the ones that, oh no, I'm not sick, I'm okay. No, sorry, we're lumped in with the rest of them. Sorry, just one bad apple spoils the rest. It's insane what's happening right now with everything. It really is. The state of the world right now is really taking the wheel of my podcast here. Normally, we're just sit here for an hour and goof off about anything but the real world. We goof off about movies and TV shows. All the stuff that's going on, TV shows. We talked about last week how 30 Rock was removing the 3 blackface episodes, or 4 blackface episodes. Apparently, this is just going on everywhere now. They're just wiping out anything, which on one level, good. This is stuff that should be happy. The guy who voices Cleveland on Family Guy, he is stepping down. He's like, it was a white guy. In case you didn't know, if you were not aware, the voice of Cleveland Brown on Family Guy, since its inception, has been a white guy. The whole way. Hey, Peter. Yeah. Apparently, white guy. But now he is stepping away. Kristen Bell was doing an ethnic voice in I guess an Apple TV show or one of those streaming services on an animated show, and she's gonna stop doing that as well. Jenny Slate was doing a voice on Big Mouth, that fun Netflix animated show. Okay? Apparently across animation, and even The Simpsons, who have been who have been perpetrators for 33 years of white people doing ethnic voices. They have finally said, you know what, maybe we should stop. And all this is all well and good, and I'm happy that there's progress being made, at least as far as entertainment goes. But I hate to drop this on you guys, but the guys who killed Breonna Taylor still haven't been arrested. There's still bigger shit that still needs to happen. I'm happy for progress. I'm happy that Aunt Jemima is not going to be Aunt Jemima anymore. They're going to put a white woman and put Aunt Karen. That way we can all laugh at it. I don't know if they're going to do that. That's just a meme I keep seeing. But I guess progress is progress. But I'm driven insane daily on this. My coworker who I share an office with at work, we frequently joke, was there any good news today? Does it just keep being bad news? Well, what is happening? and Jai Potter being the comedian that you are. If Don Cheadle can voice Donald Duck, a white man can voice Cleveland. I mean, I don't know what to do with you, Jai T. Polidor. Well, let me add you. Can I add you? Can I add? Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works, Jai T. Polidor. They want to change John Wayne Airport? Oh boy. That's certainly interesting. Let's see if this works, Jai. This is a feature I've been wanting to do for months, ever since this quarantine has started. Jai, it has sent you a request to join. Connection failed. RIP. Okay. Let's see, is there anyone else? Okay, nope. Hey, let's see. Here we go. Let's see what happens if I flip that toggle. They want to change John Wayne Airport. I mean, I'm sure John Wayne was at best probably racist. I don't know. I don't know the man. I watched his movies. I saw him throw a kid in the. I saw him throw a kid in the river in a movie, and I laughed really hard. I thought that was funny. Kid couldn't swim. he tried to teach him. I remember that. Although I'm not going to throw you in the river, Tiger. Don't worry. We're going to get you proper swimming training. That's just a silly thing that happened in a movie. In the old times. Think, Gone with the Wind. People are trying to cancel Gone with the Wind. Just put a disclaimer in front of it that says, guess what? This movie's about slavery. FYI. Just... a friend of mine, he loves to cancel things. He's big on canceling everything. He wants to erase. He was talking about he wants to erase the movie. We have to cancel Almost Famous because of the rock and roll lifestyle, which is an excuse that a lot of people have been using, especially with a lot of these sexual assault things that have been coming up. Across, it's funny because I was talking primarily about pro wrestling last week, but it's been rampant everywhere. Obviously, recently it was big in entertainment, Harvey Weinstein and all that ilk. But now apparently, streamers on Twitch apparently they have been taking advantage of their viewers, and a lot of them are being outed. It's and all these other that one really baffled me. Not that it happened, but it's like, really, these idiots are using the minuscule thimbleful of fame that they have. This thimble of fame that they have, and then what do they do with it? They try to take advantage of women. It's insane. These fans, they find these female fans, who legitimately like their channel, or like to watch them play video games, and their first thought to do, can I manipulate this woman into sending me nudes? Or go further than that? It's insane. And apparently one of the biggest streamers of all, he apparently, this guy, Dr. Disrespect, we don't know exactly why, but his Twitch channel, he's probably one of the biggest Twitch streamers. He has now disappeared off the face of the earth. There is a rumor that our good friend of the show, and Patreon, Art, sent me. Yeah, comedians, thank you. That's comedians. Chris D'Elia, weirdo. I've heard him on several podcasts. He seems like a weirdo dude. He was amusing. He seemed like he was always high on drugs, but apparently total pervert. Yeah, apparently, yeah. Some of these people, like, and then the biggest perv of all. Oh, geez. I just saw your joke. I know I'm 30 seconds behind you guys in the comments, but I just saw your joke, Chris. I will send Bobby nudes immediately. Yeah, Ron Jeremy, the porn star, has finally he's finally been arrested. Or if Sam was here, he'd be able to tell you all about the terror of Ron Jeremy, because Sam has frequently hung out with the porn stars, either at Porn Star Karaoke or back when he was doing Playboy Radio back in the day. And I'm sure he has stories that he's heard third hand from many a porn star about the terribleness of Ron Jeremy. His monstrous reign has now been apparently brought to an end now. Yes, one of my friends like, oh, why does he need to assault women? Doesn't he just have sex for work? So I had to tell him, like, monsters like this, they don't want the sex that's easy. They want to attack the women that say no. They're monsters. Ron might get 90 years. That is just crazy pants. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's see. Can we bring Jai T. Polidor on the air here? I don't know if my mic will pick him up. If we do get him, let's try to add Jai. Let's see if that works. I know this is thrilling podcast audio for all of you, but I guess Facebook has added this option back after it had taken it away. What's up, Art? Connection failed. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe my connection is terrible and I can't bring somebody on. Hey, Art, you want to get brought on? Want to try to bring you on? I'm sure impromptu. I don't want to bring someone on who doesn't want to be on. I know Jai is always happy. It takes a moment for the invitation to arrive. Well, let's try it again. I'm not canceling it. Because I know I'm 30 seconds behind from live. Like I'm 30 seconds behind. We'll just keep trying here. Why not? I put in that you guys can request to join. I toggle the switch. I said, Jai, if you want to try to join, you can send me a request. And so maybe if Jai tries it, and I get the request, even though I'm not sure how this will work with the buffer, that the Facebook buffer, in case if I try to do something like show pornography. Or because this has happened. Well, not pornography, but if you try to show something you're not supposed to show, like I tried to put WrestleMania on Facebook Live, and I was immediately kicked off of Facebook Live, and I almost got kicked from Facebook Live right now just for talking about it. I had to reestablish the connection. That was weird. I can hear it over here. My wife has the show on her phone. And I was gone for a few seconds, wasn't I? Yeah. I was gone. Yeah. Weird. I don't know what's happening with Facebook Live. This just makes for, like I said, amazing podcast audio. Keep it going. All right. I don't know what else to tell you guys this week. This is just insane. I don't know. Like, I've gone on Twitter with these thoughts about this. How America used to be the land of opportunity, but with the way the majority of people, it seems to be the majority of people, my wife and I, we went for a walk outside, and there was a crazy freaking, people were driving up and down Whittier Boulevard with their tricked out cars, and there was a few hundred people, and I think I saw like one or two masks, not counting us. It's like, this is insane. People are... For whatever reason, in the last few weeks, people have acted like this thing went away. It's like, all right, California reopened. Who cares? If I get the flu, whatever. And no, it's work. We're just we're being driven nuts by this at work too. It's like people are buying games like crazy. I've been talking about that for months, but maybe it's a topic I'll save for next week. But for whatever reason, the price for old games, and in particular GameCube games, have skyrocketed. Chris, you because you're the one who handles this at work. It's just insane how the I guess a lot of people are bored at home or have decided to become retro game collectors, or yeah, if we get another lockdown, sales will triple again. Yeah, because everyone will be stuck at home again. GameStop had their pro day this past weekend. I don't know how well they did, but we're doing spectacular at work still. I saw that. Yeah, one of my friends tweeted out. It's like, oh, clearly the Corona recession is only affecting the broke people, because like the richest people in the world gained another couple trillion. Yeah, the rich get richer, and we stay broke here on the other end, the other 98%. We stay broke. Yeah, GameStop has nothing in terms of retro, but it's just game sales in general are just going up. But I don't think game this past weekend. I know they are harassing me like crazy with emails. They still have my information. I'm still in their database. Please come down, pro days. Please, we'll meet you at the door. Tell us what you want. But at work, it's just, yeah. Maybe next week I'll go more in depth into it as I'll do some more research. Like, yeah, I was talking with our boss Bobby today, and I was just like, man, there were some GameCube games I wanted to add to the collection, and no, I can't do it, you know, because some of the prices are like out of control. I'm not gonna pay $50-$60 for Sonic Mega Collection. That's like weird. It's just madness to me. It's weird. We'll do some research. We'll talk about that next week with whatever other crazy thing happens between now and next Monday. Because heaven knows, I'm sure something crazy will happen. Because usually, how it always has gone for the podcast is like we'll sit here like, oh man, we don't know what to talk about, and then something stupid will happen tomorrow, or it'll happen on a Tuesday, and then we have to wait 5-6 days to talk about it following Monday, and then a lot of people have already forgotten about what happened. Me and Sam used to talk about this all the time. It's like, fuck, why do all this shit? Like, or me and Pete would talk about, oh, trailer dropped on Tuesday, or something we were rumored to happen. Get the PS2 version for like $10. Yeah, PS2, but I'm a GameCube guy, and I'm annoyed by the fact that I can't add to my GameCube collection because collectors and RIP stream. Did it go down again? I'm sure it went down again. All right, we've gone long enough. I don't ever feel the need to go the full hour anymore, because sometimes it's just unnecessary. If there's enough to talk about to go over an hour, then to justify it, then we can. But if I'm just sitting here tap dancing, there's no reason to keep this dragging on. Go to @DreGB Podcast. You find that on Twitter. I'm very active there now. Lots of terrible jokes directed to a couple of the people I really like to follow. At DreGB Podcast on Instagram. Yeah, I've been terrible about posting on Instagram. It's like the more energy I've been putting into Twitter, I've been taking energy away from Instagram. But stuff has been happening on Instagram. I've been posting things, fun stuff with my son, things like that. And then, of course, you can always check us out on YouTube. Hasn't been updated in a month because I've been busy at work. I don't have a lot of downtime. All my downtime has been spent playing Resident Evil 4. That's something I could have talked about today, because I beat Resident Evil 4 for the second time in 2 weeks today during my lunch, and I want to talk about that. But we'll save that for next week. That'll be a fun little thing about my second roundabout through Resident Evil 4 in 2 weeks. We'll talk about that next week, unless something crazy happens. Do we have lives, right? What lives do we have, right? We're locked down. I am a father and a husband right now. That's the I lead in a video game slinger, a video game wholesaler, and a video game slinger, and a video game grabber, and a video game tosser, a video game whatever you want. Yeah, I think I'm a video game slinger, because I sling the games. I go and sell them. If you have a video game store and you need to sell, you need some games for your store, videogamewholesale.com. Get smiling service from good old Dre Cervantes, your sales manager. I can sponsor my own show because I don't have to pay myself. Brought to you by VideoGameWholesale.com. Do you have a video game store? Yeah, and Chris, you are the fixer, you are the restorer, you restore for another subdivision of the big company. You can always make sure check out our Patreon. We have three amazing patrons. We have Art Solorio, Daniel Wong, who's probably very late, Ryan Tanaka, who I saw was on earlier, who's been probably was laying in the weeds watching this. If you want to join them, support the show, that would be awesome. Beyond that, thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. Someday I'll get back to doing gaming videos. I don't know when that'll be. Maybe when my son is 2. Who knows? Maybe when things calm down at work and I have downtime at work like I used to have. Yeah, before COVID, I could get away from my desk for 5 minutes and record a funny video about a video game. Now I don't have that kind of time. Maybe someday. I hear my son calling me. It's time to end the show. We'll see you guys next week.